All right, let's get into the Weekly Watch Report where we talk about the things we watched this week. Weekly Watch Report on Monday. 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 Did I do too many there? No. Okay.
No,
I
thought that was perfect.
It felt like it was going on for a long time.
It was not. No, I think that was the right amount.
Okay. Only two things, really.
I didn't watch a lot either.
Love is Blind and Mormon Wives.
Yeah. Which, it's funny because it's like only two things, but we could talk about these two things for a long time.
Yeah, the thing is, we're going to break them down for a while. So let's start off with
Love is Blind.
Love is Blind.
let's
but
do
at
Love
this
is
point,
Blind.
everyone's over it because we're on to the Mormon Wives.
Yeah, we are. But
Like,
that's why we can just like we talk about the reunion and move on.
I'm almost like so tired of talking about Love is Blind because I'm on to the Mormon Wives, but we'll talk about it. We had the reunion. This cast was really something else.
They really were. And it's funny because they were talking about having a record-breaking amount of couples this year, hence why Vic and Christine weren't sent to Mexico. But Vic and Christine were the only saving grace.
The only couple to make it through on this damn show.
Yep.
So we'll start off with Amber and Jordan, who did end up saying yes at the altar. Jordan kind of just was like, fuck it. Yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah, I think that may have been an almost immediate regret.
Right.
Like, I think it came out of his mouth, and maybe when he went to bed that night, it was like, route.
Yeah. Oh, shit. We're married.
Yeah. So that they said 4 months they were together and then broke up.
They're done. I think that Amber being a mother, having a child, Jordan becoming a stepfather, just really wasn't factored into this whole thing. They couldn't figure out where to live.
Didn't think he was really going to be that stubborn about having to be close to like the bar and his pals, but I guess he was because they couldn't find any middle ground.
Jordan said that Amber has anger issues and she stormed off the stage. So we were like, that's not good.
You know what's so tough though is like, I totally get why Amber's upset and she has the other girls support. Like the other girls clearly love her and she's she rides for her friends, which I appreciate.
She does so hard.
But she definitely has some trauma from past relationships that maybe she hasn't fully worked through. And I think Jordan kind of touched on that too. Because the moment that it slipped for a second and she like started to yell and it was like, oh, and then she ran off stage, you're like, ooh, that was the temper coming out a little bit.
It happened so fast in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
It was like a 180. She was keeping it cool. She was keeping it cool. Boom. She was off the stage.
And look, I don't blame her because I'd be pissed off as well. It's like, because, you know, you said yes at the altar. I do have a child. You didn't say goodbye. She was upset. The whole thing was really tough. I don't know. That's a really hard one to navigate because it's like Amber's throwing Emma at him is like for why, you know, he's a bad guy. He didn't say goodbye to Emma, all these things. Like, but at the end of the day, like it wasn't Emma that was the problem in the relationship. You know, it wasn't Emma, or so they made it seem. I don't know what was happening behind closed doors. But it's like the relationship dissolved and Jordan didn't know how to handle that with Emma. So, yeah, it's just unfortunate.
It was unfortunate. I genuinely, while I was watching, had a flashback to early 2000s TV shows where I thought they were going to bring out Emma and have Jordan say goodbye to her. Like, I truly thought we were going to go back in time for a second, but then I remembered it's Netflix. We're not doing that.
Yeah, that would have been crazy. I just think we live in a different time now. But Vanessa and Nick really turned it up a notch for their hosting. So you never know if they were like, hey, bring out Emma. Let's see what happens. Because they were on one, specifically Nick. He was not backing down from some of these guys, which is not normally the tune that these two play by when they're hosting. A lot of times we're left wanting more. We're left saying, you know, oh my God, they didn't press hard on this, that. However, it was funny because it kind of swung the other way where it was like, oh, now he's pressing Chris so hard, but Chris is giving nothing.
They really earned their paycheck for this reunion because every single year the conversation goes, why didn't Vanessa and Nick ask them this question? This time they asked everybody the question. All the questions.
It only took 10 seasons.
Yeah, they pressed Chris hard and he was just a defeated man at that point. And it's one of those things
kind of tough to watch.
It was because, like, yes, deservedly so, he was awful. Yeah. And he said a lot of awful things. Treated Jessica terribly. But then when it just like is a constant beat down, you get a little worried about the mental health of the people on this show.
Yeah, you do, because you're like, oh, you know, for sure he's made a lot of poor decisions, and like, yeah, he's apologizing, but it's like not, you know, it's not necessarily coming off the most heartfelt.
No.
But at that point, it's like, okay, just leave. You know, like just leave. You made all your mistakes. You're saying I'm sorry, and then you're not adding anything else to it. You're not elaborating. You're not really talking at all. Which he was probably advised to do, to be honest. Mm-hmm. So then it's almost like just go, just get off the stage, like, because when it does get to that point where like everyone's harping on him, and you did this and you did that, and what do you have to say for yourself? And he's just like, yeah, I'm sorry. There's not much more you can do. And then when you start to be like, well, are you? Like, what about this? What about this? And he just is like, yeah, I don't know what else to say. You're like, okay, like then you kind of move on, and it feels weird a little.
Right, because he's not fighting back, which he was just terrible on the show.
Unlike Alex.
Yeah, and I was like, well, Alex had a lot to say. Alex was Mr. Pipe Up McGee, where he was talking back to Vanessa.
He is so sassy.
Yeah, every chance he got, he just had an answer for everything. He's just Mr. Talkback. Like, I would not be able to be in a conversation with this man.
Nope. He's the kind of guy that's like, the kind of person that when you say something and then they hit you with, well, what was I supposed to do?
Well, he's also like a well actually person.
Such a well actually.
Well, actually was that.
Such a well actually.
Like,
well actually. And it's like, well, Vanessa, what was I supposed to do in that moment? Tell me what was I supposed to do in that moment? It's like, oh my God, please, like, spare me with all the bullshit. Just bullshit 101 from that guy at all times.
At all times, he's like the victim. Like, he's just like perpetual victim his entire life. Everything's done wrong to him. He hasn't done anything wrong. And then, this was said on a podcast after, where he said that he purposely didn't do his beard or wear the right jacket because he's saving that for his actual wife.
Yeah, which
I was like, oh my God, what a fucking asshole.
Truly, like, I couldn't believe it. I when I watched the clip, I thought, oh my fucking God. And I'm surprised they didn't laugh in his face. He was saying it to Nick Viall. I'm surprised like Nick didn't just like, and Nick was kind of laughing like, this is ridiculous. But in the moment, he's like, well, actually, you know, that was all done very purposefully because I'm saving my best self, my groomed self for my real wife.
It was done nomadically.
And yeah, and he was like, that jacket was a trench coat realistically. Realistically, what? It was a big jacket.
It was insane. Ugh. And then Nick was asking them about the tracking and the period, and they didn't want to talk about it. Nick was like, well, we have to. Yeah. And I was like, oh, they got talking to by Netflix.
Like, okay,
they said,
Nick,
ask the right questions or go home. Then Emma and Mike,
two nice people, just didn't work out.
It didn't work out.
So it seems.
They want different things.
So it seems. Mike's dating someone new
Mike's
now.
moved on.
It just probably wasn't. It just wasn't going to work. Jessica's got a new boyfriend. Someone else that was on the season that we didn't see. He really loves her.
Really loves her.
Really loves her.
Got the passion in his eyes.
Breezy and Connor never really broke up. I guess they're still together. They're still dating, spending time together, and all those things. They just didn't end up going to the altar. They seem to be like they're in a good place. And then it really focused on Brittany and Vontae, aka Devo.
Excuse me, Devo.
Yeah, aka Devo. And what went down with them. And I just was like, it's so unfortunate when you just read the situation the right way. Like when we watched that last episode and he walked out the door and she was like, bye, like see you tomorrow. I was like, no, you're never going to see this man again. Like you're not picking up. You're never going to see this man again. And then she's basically like, I never saw you again. And it's like, yeah, it's phone calls. He's alluding that he's basically lying to her that he still wants to be together. She's wearing her ring still. They're doing all these things. And then there's this trip to Austin to see Rufus, which I said, you know, the poor older folks that watch this show, because a lot of people watch this show. And I know a lot of older ladies love this show. And they're like, go to Austin to see Rufus. Like, was Rufus in the Pod Squad? Like, who's Rufus? Mm-hmm. They went to go see Rufus Soul concert in Austin. It was Ashley, Bree, and Priyanka. And I guess was allegedly supposed to be a girls' trip. Connor was under the impression it was a girls' trip. That's why he wasn't there. But Devo jumped along tagged along on the trip.
They are a nickname group.
Yeah.
This group loves a good nickname, and they went to Austin, and Devo just popped in, and then his Airbnb was not confirmed, so then he had to stay with them one night, and Brittany
didn't want him in her house, but he was there.
And Brittany was calling them out, being like, no, Brie, you know that Devo stayed with you guys. And she was like, I wasn't there. And then Pri was like, well, he did stay with us the first night because his Airbnb was not accepting. And then he got the Airbnb the second night. And I'm like, they're forgetting that there's hotels in Austin, because he definitely could have stayed at a hotel at that point. But no, he had to stay with Pri.
But it's just wild that he was saying that they were broken up and none of them thought to fact check that.
Exactly. And that's what Vanessa was trying to call out. Vanessa, because they kept saying, Ashley kept saying, we're good friends. And then Pri was like, no, we're not, which was strange. Priyanka just kept being like, we're not.
Yeah,
I'm not
like,
good friends with her.
I actually don't know Brittany at all.
Which I was like, okay, this is strange. Why do you keep saying that? Did something happen? But Ashley was like, no, we're all really good friends. And that kind of fucking hurt Ashley, because then Vanessa was like, all right, well, if you're such good friends with Brittany, when Devo was telling you guys that they broke up, you guys, if you're that good of friends with Brittany, wouldn't you have texted Brittany to be like, hey, Devo, he's with us. He just told you guys broke up. If that was my good friend, I would have texted my girl on the spot being like, yo, Devo's telling me that you guys broke up.
Even if you're not even that good friends, you were just on a reality show where you want all the information about everybody. Even if I wasn't that close with Brittany and the guy that she was with on the show is like, we're broken up, I'd be going to her anyway to be like, what's the tea? Like, what happened?
So this was just a display of the girls really not being there for Brittany in my eyes.
Yeah, it did seem
and
that
then
way.
Devo being a whole big mess. And now he's going to be a father and is engaged. And I think that Brittany's dad almost passed out when he heard this news.
Brittany dodged a bullet.
Yes, she really did.
Really dodged a bullet. For him to be like, yeah, I'm going to be a father, I thought, what in the world? Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck. Moving on.
Mormon wives?
The Mormon wives. I cannot believe what we are watching unfold on this show right now.
Yeah, it's
with
tough.
The Bachelorette right around the corner.
Yeah.
How are we supposed to buy in to Taylor Frankie Paul's story?
Yeah.
At all. Because I am not buying into it whatsoever. In my eyes, she's already back with Dakota. Like,
well, did you see? There's rumors that they've had to pause filming of season 5 because she and Dakota got into a massive fight. They're like filming season 5 right now. I saw that online. I don't know if there's any.
I didn't want to spoil.
I didn't know if there's any truth to that.
I saw some spoilers about, or not spoilers, but there was rumors that may have happened. That like rumors that she went back to Dakota and they got into a huge fight.
I don't even know if it means she like went back to him. I just think like because Dakota's on the show, they have to see each other.
Right.
So it's like regardless of even what happened, we don't know.
We don't know.
It's like they could have been filming together at some party and they could have gotten in a huge fight for who knows.
I can't even talk about anything that happened on the rest of the show, like Jen and Whitney fighting and the whole, like, first of all, Jen's husband, like, I'm just going to get this out of the way before I go back to Taylor Frankie Paul. Jen's husband, like, making comments about Jen dancing with Jan, like, in front of the Cinderella castle on Disney and, like, whatever. And he's like, that's going to be my plan A, B, or C. It's like, can you just shut the... Can all the men on this show just shut the fuck up? Because they are some of the lamest, biggest losers I have ever seen. They are all wildly insecure.
Yes.
And cannot fathom that their wives and the ladies that they are with are more successful than they are. They can't wrap their heads around it and they can't be supportive of it.
Yeah.
Connor, extremely supportive. Connor's like, get out there, do the movie,
I was gonna
do
say,
Broadway. I'm at home with the kids.
The only one is Connor.
Connor couldn't be more supportive.
And when Zach went to go talk to Connor, and Connor, like Zach was like, you know, what are you doing? He's like, magic. Oh my God. I wanted to give him a hug.
Yeah.
He was like, you know what? I'm actually really honing in my skills of magic.
Good for him.
And he loves it, and it's something that he cares about, and he's like, it's something that's like fulfilling me during the days. I said, that's amazing.
That's amazing. He has a hobby. He has a hobby while his wife's out there working, and that's great.
Yeah.
And they are so supportive of each other. The other ones are such dickheads.
No, it's crazy.
They're minuscule. They have the
minuscule.
confidence of little fucking mice.
The double standards of like, oh, the traditional, the male is working and the wife is taking care of the kids. And God forbid the wife has a little bit of an identity crisis of like wanting to do something else but be a mom. She has to hold that in. She can't share that with them because the guy is the breadwinner and he's like, well, you have to take care of the kids. Well, now it's the shoe is on the other foot.
Yeah.
And these guys have to be home taking care of the kids and they can't do it. Like Ben's like, I'm just being called like Jen's husband. I'm like, yeah, you are Jen's husband.
Yeah, deal with it. You should be. And why is that not something to be proud of?
I know.
You know, what? I don't know what is going through their
literally
heads.
he's like, I'm just Jen's husband. Connor's like, that's my Instagram bio.
Yeah.
Whitney's husband.
Connor's like, hell yeah, I'm Whitney's husband. Like, you want a guy to be like, hell yeah, I'm her husband. And they just are so fragile. They have such fragile egos. Then Jesse's like, I want to go by my last name because it's easier to, say.
Yeah.
And Jordan's like, that's selfish. It's like, do you realize that what you're saying is also like selfish because you just want her to have your last, like, why can't you just be
Jordan? And I really like Jessie. I think she is so sweet. Jordan looks at her and sees dollar signs. Like, I only see how this guy is trying to manipulate his situation to make more money because they are not in a great place in their relationship. And there's some issues with the prenup and some situations where like Jessie is the breadwinner and he's like, clear. It's like, she said, I think it would be harder to divorce him than to stay with him because I'm sure for financial reasons right now, which is so sad because then it's like, well, he's just going to continue to profit off you. He's the founder of DadTok, and now he's making all these videos and they're trying to do the whole thing, riding their coattails. And the wives are all joking about it. It's like, oh, here comes DadTok again, riding on our coattails. It's like, yeah, they are. But by the way, like, we don't want to watch 4 episodes about it. Like,
no, we don't.
It took over way too much of the season in my mind. We're like, I don't give a shit about DadTok. I want to know what's going on between these ladies. Like, show me more of Michaela's story. Like, show me more of Michaela talking about how, like, being postpartum and her health, like, she was really struggling with her health. And she's posting about it on social media a lot. But you really did not see it that much on the show. It focused way more on her relationship. But even that was, like, towards the end. The whole beginning of the season is just, like, DadTok down our fucking throats. And I don't care.
We don't
about
care.
DadTok. I don't care about these guys just being like, we're going to make videos because our wives make videos. And then like, we'll get brand deals and we'll get to go to Vanderpump Villa.
And by the way, Jordan is such a shit stirrer as well.
Such a shit stirrer.
Let me tell you, like, what a huge turnoff to watch a man gossip in the way that he does. Like, it's fun to gossip with your husband.
Yeah.
Once in a while, you get in the car, you shit talk. It's fun. The way that he does it is just like,
I know.
It gives me like the heebie-jeebies. I'm like, you're something off about you. Like being so, like with a smile on your face, being so happy to like gossip and talk about these things.
And I feel bad because it must just put Jessie in these really awful positions because even Layla is like, I really hate your husband. Like they are so over it. And some of these relationships are really so strained between like the friends and the husbands, and they're trying to find their place. And it just was like that. It felt like a major theme. Demi is coming in and out. She doesn't want to film. She wants to film. She wants to go to Dancing with the Stars, but she doesn't want to film with the rest of them. And I'd be annoyed too. I'd be like, girl, you can't just come sit with us in the crowd at Dancing with the Stars.
You can't sit with us
and not film the show.
Yeah.
And she doesn't sit down for interviews when she and Brett went to the music studio. And I'm like, okay, so they're going to record a song. And when Brett's mouth opened and True Colors started to come out, I went, no fucking way.
It was
no
cinema.
Fucking way are these two recording their version of True Colors And Demi is stopping him every 2 seconds to say he's pitchy. I'm like, what is happening? What is happening?
When she was telling Brett that he had to redo it and then she opened her mouth, I said, oh my God.
She was like, you're coming off flat.
I was like, wow.
Or like you're being too loud.
This is perfect television.
See, that's like this sometimes the silliness of reality TV. I'm like, yeah, give me more of that. Of course, it gets so serious. Demi has had all the ups and downs, and really is not a part of this season that much at all. Even though it seems like they were really trying to end the Marciano stuff. But that's so frustrating to me because she's having these breakdowns. I get why the girls are confused because I really do believe Jessie. I find Jessie to be a very trustworthy person that she will tell the truth because at this point, it's like when her affair came out, she was like, yeah, shit, this is what happened. Like it was like at a certain point, she started to be like, you know what? I'm just going to lay it all out there and be honest about what's going on. And she was. I think she's being honest with her relationship with Jordan of like where they are and the struggles that they're having. And then she's like, look, Demi's telling me one thing when the cameras are off. And then when the cameras are on, it's a different tune. I'm like, yeah, I believe that because the cameras aren't there to prove it. But I believe what she's saying. So it's that was tricky to have her kind of come in and out. And you know what? I think it was a little, and I know Mom Talk is the whole thing is like showing up for each other's events and they care that so much about it. It's like you got to be at the events. But I think they needed to cut Whitney and Jen a little slack for being on Dancing with the Stars and like maybe not being able to come to some of these events. Yeah, sure, maybe Whitney shouldn't have said, yes, I'll come. But they really were kind of laying in on Whitney for not showing up to Macy's book thing. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't think you guys are fully grasping how hectic and stressful Dancing with the Stars can be. And you also see her kind of having a bit of a breakdown that she's so overwhelmed. And I thought they were being a little mean about that.
Yeah, I agree. I think it also probably comes from a place of jealousy. And they're like, oh, she can't come because she's on Dancing with the Stars and that whole thing. On top of all that, Taylor Frankie Paul, I could not believe what I was watching this season.
I don't think these producers all talked.
And I also, right, because they are, the fact that
this is the worst ad for The Bachelorette ever.
The fact that they let this air before The Bachelorette's about to come out and expect people to watch The Bachelorette and buy into her story is shocking. Is it going to get people to watch or is it going to get people to not be interested? I think there's both.
Yeah.
Because I'm borderline like, why am I going to waste my time? And then the other part is, well, I'm going to waste my time watching a mess. Like,
right.
You know, there will be a mess and we love watching a mess unfold. But on the other side of that, it's like, well, we know that whatever's about to happen probably doesn't last long after the show, just from what we're seeing. Part of me feels bad for Taylor Frankie Paul because I do think that she needs genuine help outside of being on TV and on TikTok. Like, I really do think someone needs to help her.
Yeah.
Because she is clearly not healed.
She's stuck in a cycle and she knows it.
She is stuck in a terrible toxic cycle.
She keeps saying it too. It's not like she doesn't know it.
She knows and is aware, but somehow we need to get her help to get out of it because right now she is so stuck. And yes, Dakota is such a scumbag asshole. I don't know why girls entertain him or talk to him or are interested in him. He's disgusting. And he's hooking up with her friends, but she's going on The Bachelorette. Is it wrong he's hooking up with her friends to get at her? 1,000%. She's also stuck on him even though she's going on The Bachelorette. So like it's just this cycle where she's now flipping out because he's hooking up with her friends and these girls. I don't even know why they're putting themselves in this fucking position to even hook up with him.
Yeah.
It's all so disgusting and it is so toxic. I just cannot believe we're about to watch her on The Bachelorette. And then the way that they keep talking about her going on The Bachelorette is like The Bachelorette's going to save her life. No, I actually think this is only going to be bad for her and hurt her because she is clearly not ready to be dating. Yeah. She's not ready to be in a relationship with somebody.
I texted you, I said, the way these girls are talking is like The Bachelorette's rehab. Like they're like, you know what, but she's got The Bachelorette soon. I think that'll really get her head on straight. No, it's like, will it? Because unfortunately, Dakota is always going to be a part of her life. They share a son.
Yeah.
And so there's no way that it's like, I can cut this guy off cold turkey forever. And I don't know how else she breaks the cycle because it's nonstop. And it's so hard to see. She gets so mad at him and then they end up sleeping together. It's just like, it's so crazy. And they're all like, she's leaving for The Bachelorette in 4 weeks. Hopefully she can stop doing this. I don't know if here's the thing. Maybe they're just trying to really, rebrand The Bachelorette as a different type of show. Because if they start this season of The Bachelorette and the first episode is like her being like, I'm so ready to get engaged, I want to be married, we're not going to buy that because she's barely ready to date. They're just talking about The Bachelorette like she's going on some big speed dating event that's going to be on TV. The Bachelorette has always pushed down our throats so hard. You're here for an engagement, here for the right reasons. There's an engagement at the end. And I feel like hopefully they just shift away from that because it's like, she's not ready to get engaged.
No, and the fact that they keep talking about The Bachelorette being a healing experience for her when it is notoriously known that is quite the opposite of that, I can't fathom it. Like, I was getting more and more irritated and aggravated watching this season unfold, knowing that this show's about to happen.
And if Dakota shows up.
No. We can't have that big of a crossover. We can't have a crossover like that.
I thought it was going to be that Ben guy.
Yeah, no, he's out of the picture. He's done.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, like in those early episodes when he was around, I was like, oh, is this going to be a setup where like he shows up episode 4 on The Bachelorette and is like, I want to be here for you, blah, blah, blah. But at this point, I'm like, does fucking Dakota show up? I don't know. It's like too much. I know that they really want to bring the eyeballs of The Bachelorette and like talking about the drama and all these things, but I don't know. These two shows are not computing. Watching this happen and how Taylor Frankie Paul is going through her life right now and dating, and the way that they're talking about The Bachelorette, the way they're even just talking about the show is like so different than what the show is supposedly supposed to be. And it just felt like there's so much about her life she's trying to figure out. You know, she's trying to track down her biological dad's family and learn more about herself and learn like where this trauma is coming from. And it's like, girl, now you're leaving in 2 weeks and you're going to find your dad's family and learn this stuff about you, which is all good things that hopefully do help her. But you need a lot more time to process those things, I think. And her mom have a crazy relationship. And it goes both ways. Like, because when they start fighting, I'm like, oh man, the way both of them are talking to each other is not right. Like the way Taylor talks to her mom is not right. The way her mom talks to Taylor is not right. And that's another one that's like a vicious cycle. And you see them going to, you know, a therapist that specializes in mother-daughter relationships and trying to work through it. And you hope that they can, but clearly they're just stuck in such a hard place. And I don't even know how to feel about that either. Cause it's like, as her mom, at this point, her mom just wants to shake her. And I'm like, can you blame her for that? But then Taylor's like, I just want you to be my mom. I'm like, can you blame her for that? Cause she's like, I know it's a cycle, but I just want you to like, listen to me and hear me. It's like, I so fair. But when it gets to the point that it's so repetitive and so like, so toxic, you can't just be like, I'm your ear.
Yeah, I think her mom,
without having any opinion.
I also think her mom's coming from a place of like, hey, I've been through this. Like, listen to me before it.
But Taylor jumps down her throat every second.
Yeah, no.
It's like, have you? You haven't lived this life.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's
bad, the two of them together.
It is.
And it's, I don't know. Watching it, you're like, I'm sorry, did they Hulu like communicate on this one?
No, because I gotta be honest.
Did like unscripted television have a meeting about this one and how this was gonna go? Or when they watch the season, they go, uh-oh.
I'd imagine the Bachelorette people are like, well, I don't know how this season's gonna go now.
Yeah.
Because of this. But entertaining, you know, and I'm gonna grade them.
Yeah.
I'll give Love is Blind an A-, and I'll give Mormon Wives an A, because although I'm incredibly frustrated watching, I mean, it's entertaining.
That's
everything I watch right now. I have a lot to catch up on.
So much to catch up on. I actually have that's basically all I watched too. I did finally watch all of the season 4 of Bridgerton. Was watching that on our flight to Seattle. It was an enjoyable season, but a little frustrating at the same time. And I know like they pull from the book material, so it's not on them that it's not the most original story, but it was just Cinderella. So I'm fine with that. I fucking love it. Like, hey, I love a Cinderella story.
Classic
you know,
Cinderella.
It's a tale as old as time, a good old Cinderella story. But it was evil stepmom who was fantastic. And I know everyone's like, oh my God, is the actress who plays Cho Chang? It's like, yes, it is. And she nailed it. She was really good. So hateable. So hateable. And, the stepsisters and the dad that dies and she has to take, where's the will? The will, she lies about the will. The whole thing, like, it's just like, okay, we've seen it all before. So I think that makes it a little more of a frustrating watch when you don't get, like, I was hoping it would come to a culmination, maybe end of episode 6. And then you get more of them together, 7, 8, maybe some other things going on with some of the other siblings. Because there's a lot that happens with Francesca in this one as well. But then it's just like episode 8, you got to wait all the way to the end for it to finally all come together. And you're like, damn, you waited all those years to fact check your evil stepmom's work? Like, Benedict's like, why'd you just believe your evil stepmom that you're written out of the will? She hates you. And she was like, oh,
good call.
True. Let me go check that thing. And turns out, fat dowry waiting for her. But I thought Benedict and Sophie were great characters. They had a lot of chemistry. I thought she was amazing. I really thought she was fantastic. So I'll end up giving it, probably falls into a B. Like, I really did enjoy it because I couldn't stop watching. I was like addicted to finishing it. But there have been other seasons that like land in that A category for me for Bridgerton. But I definitely still enjoyed the watch. To be honest, I think I have to catch up on everything else.
Paradise. You watched the latest one.
Oh, I forgot because it's Mondays.
Yeah.
The Milkman.
Yeah.
Episode. Mailman. The Mailman. The Mailman episode.
I actually like this episode a lot.
We talked about this last week. I did like it. I don't think I liked it as much as you did. It was great background, great backstory. I don't know what's going to happen with this mailman. What was his name? Gary?
That sounds about right, but let me check.
I don't know what shit he's going to try and pull with Xavier. But it's just that one of those shows where it's such a good show, but you wish you could binge it so badly. Because the next episode is just like the goalpost moves further and further away. You're like, just when he gets to Atlanta, his wife's not there. Just when he's trying to figure out where his wife is, his wife's probably going to be somewhere else. Like, it's just like, you're like, you're so close.
I kind of like the Monday drop, though. Because I feel like a lot of shows don't, like, have Monday. So I'm like,
very early
like
in the
tonight,
week.
it's like, we're talking about it, and then I'll go home tonight and watch it. So.
Yeah, definitely. I'll give that episode a B. It was a good episode. But I think I actually I thought episode 4 was pretty incredible. But I found that backstory of like how they ended up in the shelter and putting that group together was all very interesting. And I mean, shocking move by Mailman Gary at the end there.
I didn't see that coming, to be honest.
I did not see that coming either.
He was a weird guy, but
twists and turns all the time, but it keeps you on your toes. And yeah, I mean, like the Pitt love story, all those I have to catch up on.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I didn't even finish Southern Charm. Southern Charm finale, I didn't even finish.
I watched Survivor, so I'll throw that in there. Yeah. I'm really upset about Q going home. I know nobody knows who I'm talking about right now unless you're watching, but I really love him, and I'm upset that he got sent home. And but it's a great season.
Yeah.
It is so good, and I will give this episode a B+.
I was just giggling because I was reading Club Chalamet just posted another thing. Like,
it
is so funny what she's like.
It
her
was
last
tough.
couple posts, but
we knew it was going to be bad.
she's like, you can tell she's taking like subtle shots at Kylie. She goes, like she's saying she's not upset. Don't worry. She
she's okay.
prepared herself for
Thank
this.
God.
She did because she had posted on Sunday morning, like had posted saying, I don't know if I can
Timmy
even
now
say Happy Oscars Day.
Timmy now finds himself in the position where he needs to reassess his career plans and take a serious break from his current reality because something is not working.
Oh my God.
And then she goes,
not his current reality because something's not working.
Timmy would do good to recenter his life and career by doing some deep soul searching, take a lot of time from the public eye, and seeking new business associates to help him navigate a brand new redirection and rebranding for his career.
Oh my God, the shade. Wow. The shade is too good.
Yeah.
The underlying message is dump her.
But yeah, I didn't really watch anything. Honestly, last night before I went to bed, I'm like, I got to watch one more thing just for the weekly watch report.
Yeah.
Because all I had was Paradise, which I thought was really good. I do want to get back into the bubble, but I'm actually now like fully bought into this other world.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this now. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. I'll give that an A-. I actually really like that episode. And then I watched DTF St. Louis episode 3 last night. Jason Bateman show on HBO. This is a great show. Like I think you guys should definitely.
Yeah, look, there's a lot I want to catch up on. I want to watch.
We gotta catch up on a lot.
I want to watch Rooster.
Yeah.
I got Shrinking episodes to catch up on.
Yeah, so much.
I didn't watch the Southern Charm finale. I gotta do that. Oh, we did watch Summer House, right? Yeah, because we watched it Wednesday on the flight.
Yes.
You guys didn't watch Love Story?
No, not yet.
It was Amanda's birthday, and Bailey made the joke at the table that everyone didn't like.
Oh,
which felt like an overreaction.
Huge overreaction by everybody. I mean, if anybody else made that joke, everyone would have laughed.
Yeah.
They got so mad at her. It was uncomfortable because I really like Bailey. And I
don't like how mad he got at Bailey.
No, I didn't like Ben's reaction. It actually gave me the ick. I was like, all right, Ben, like, relax. Because now you're actually getting so mad that, do you want to fuck Amanda? Because you're getting so mad that you're actually pushing me the other direction. And then we see a preview for the next episode. Jesse makes the same exact joke and everybody laughs.
Yeah.
So like, you know.
No, for sure. Something I love watching West and Sierra get along, and I just hope they can stay that way. I think that they probably have to have some real conversations, maybe some tough conversations. Sierra's kind of said like she doesn't want to have those conversations in the daytime. Like it's like, oh, when they're drunk and it's out and it's fun, like fine, but it's not like a lights on daytime get serious thing. But I do like when they are all getting along as a group, and everyone else I feel like really likes it.
Yeah.
So
I'll give it a B plus.
Yeah. Same. I will do the same. Oh, and I'll just grade Love Is Blind and Mormon Wives. Love Is Blind reunion, B plus. Better reunion as a whole. Better product. Feel like we're normally pretty disappointed. And Mormon Wives, Mormon Wives is an A. You really just can't deny it. Because you're so locked in and you're really pulled into the world. I feel like I'm a part of Mom Talk, when I'm watching. And the only thing Mom Talk should be afraid of is DadTok. Like, will Mom Talk survive DadTok?
Yeah, that's the question.
Only time will tell. So that's it.
DTF St. Louis, so episode 3, I'll give it a B plus. Like I'm pretty locked in. Linda Cardellini, like everyone's really good in it, and it's one of those shows where it's like a who did it. So pretty locked in there. But yeah, that's literally all I watched.
Yeah, we're behind all the travel.
Yeah. We have had quite.
Didn't get to catch up on all didn't get to catch up on all our programs.
No, we didn't. But we will have some time to rest and watch some TV, so we'll be able to talk about that all next Monday. And that wraps up the weekly watch report.